Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I was going through my notebook looking at video ideas because I don't know, my brain is not working and I was struggling thinking about ideas. I was actually watching one of my favorite YouTubers, her name is Jessie V, and I was watching her videos when she first started to all the way up until now. I'm not done yet because she has a lot of videos and she gave me quite a few video ideas while watching those. This week's video is going to be my top favorite TV shows then from when I was a child to now being a 21-year-old. Let's just get right on into it. Don't want to waste any time. My list is pretty long. I won't be discussing every single TV show on my list because there's like 48 shows on my then list. I'll only be discussing or commenting on the ones that I really enjoyed. So anyways, let's just get right on into it. The first one on the list is SpongeBob SquarePants. I love that show and like the humor in it, you don't really get it until you're an adult. But wow, it's actually one of the only like kid shows that I would watch right now because it's actually on my now list too. So the next show on my list is The Fairly Odd Parents. I never see it on anymore, but it used to be one of my favorites. I loved Cosmo. So the third show on my list is 16. If you guys haven't heard of that show, honestly, it's like one of my personal favorite shows. It's about these 6 teenagers. Is there 6 of them? I don't even know. Oh my god, I watched the show and I don't know how many characters there are. But it's about these teenagers who are on summer break, I believe. They're at a mall. It's like solely based in a mall that they hang out in. They get summer jobs. So it's basically like one of the best shows. My favorite character is Jen. I kind of like Jonesy too. I like Jude. Is that his name? Wow, I'm honestly a fake fan. I don't remember their names. But it's one of my favorite shows and I loved that show. And I still watch it now whenever I can find it. The next show on my list is Hannah Montana. Clearly it's not on TV anymore. I've watched every single episode, I'm positive, on. My favorite character was Jackson, just because, I don't know, when I was younger, I found him hilarious. The next one on the list is Curious George. I used to watch this when I was younger all the time, and I don't even know why, because it's just about a monkey. Clifford the Big Red Dog, Zoboomafoo. I used to watch that all the time. Also, I just heard a few years ago that what kind of animal is Zoboomafoo? Yeah, well, Zoboomafoo passed away actually. I don't remember how old he was. I was really sad too. The Big Comfy Couch. I don't know why I used to watch that show. I find it kind of boring now. I used to be like obsessed with it. Like I met the star in it when I was younger. Barney and Friends, Bear in the Big Blue House. That one was one of my favorites. I actually had a stuffed bear. I don't have it anymore and I actually have a stocking, a Christmas stocking with Bear on it, but that one is now my brother's. The next show on the list is Little Bear. I used to love that show. Even my grandfather even loves that show. I don't know why, because it is kind of boring. Blue's Clues was one of my favorites until the original Steve left. Then it kind of is downhill. That's all I have to say about it. Okay, so the next show on the list is Are You Afraid of the Dark? I don't remember how many seasons there is, but I have up to season 3, I believe. I'm not positive on that. I still love that show, only because I'm into horror stuff, ghost stories, and that's basically what the show is like sitting around a campfire, and they're telling stories. I loved it, and it always used to scare me when I was a child. I could never watch it alone. I always watched it when my mom was in the room or like someone was in the room with me, but I loved that show and I still do now. And I actually heard they're making a reboot of the show, except it's a Nickelodeon show now, but hopefully it's good. I'm hoping they don't ruin it. Goosebumps, Franklin, Babar, Madeline. I think it's Madeline. Roly Poly Oly, The Pink Panther Show. I have this on DVD and I still watch it. I don't know. I love the show. He never talks, but I love The Pink Panther. Talking about it makes me want to watch it now. Totally Spies, Garfield and Friends, The Smurfs. The Smurfs cartoon, I always used to wake up at like 7 o'clock in the morning on school days because it would be on. There would be like 2 episodes on and I would wake up at that time to watch them. The Bugs Bunny and Tweety Show, Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. I used to love that show. I never see it on anymore and I actually forgot what it was called until I went to research older TV shows for kids and I came across it. Toy Castle. That one was a weird show because it was like dolls. I don't even know how to explain it. I weirdly liked that show and I would watch it. I honestly don't know why I did. I was a kid. The next show on the list is Scooby-Doo. There's also another one called A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, which is Scooby-Doo as a puppy, and that one I like. I don't see that one on anymore, but Scooby-Doo is obviously still on TV and I watch it occasionally. It even did a crossover with Supernatural, so 2 of my favorite shows combined is pretty awesome. I have A Pup Named Scooby-Doo on DVD somewhere, but I'm not too sure where it is. Powerpuff Girls and Berenstain Bears, Timothy Goes to School, Crocodile Hunter. I loved him when I was a kid, and I still do now. I don't know why I keep saying when I was a kid because I literally still love these shows now, and if I was a kid I would still watch them. My mom was the one, I was like 8 when he passed away, and my mom was the one who told me, and I think it was like just before bed. I remember this day so vividly and I cried so hard when she told me that he passed away, and I still do. Occasionally there was something that happened in the news and it was about him. I don't remember, it was recent. I think it might have been about one of his children, or it was his birthday recently too, like a few months ago. I started researching him again and like watching older videos. I still miss him. He was one of my favorite. He was my idol when I was younger, and he still is now. Another show that I used to watch all the time was Max and Ruby. If I still see it on TV, I would probably put it on now because I still like that show. I loved it. I even made my brother watch the show. He's like 8 now. His birthday, no, he's 7. His birthday is like in 2 weeks, but yeah, I even made him watch the show when he was like younger. He doesn't watch it now, he's into superheroes. But the next show on my list is The Backyardigans. I love this show. I just want to know, what is Uniqua? Like, all the others are normal animals. There's the moose and the hippo and the kangaroo and the penguin. And then there's Uniqua. If someone knows what Uniqua is, please let me know. Tupi and Binu. I don't know how many people have heard of this show, but it used to be one of my favorites. I never see it on anymore and I'm kind of sad about it because I was obsessed with that show. And I would still watch it if I found it now, but it's never on anymore, so. Another show I used to watch is Crazy Quilt, I believe it's called. And I don't really remember what it was about, but it was like an arts and crafts type show. I loved it, but it's not on anymore. And it actually, when I was researching, I was thinking of the show and I was like, what is it called? I finally came across it. I don't know, I'm probably gonna research it more and see if I can find any videos of it. But another show, I don't know if it's on anymore, but it's called Foursquare. I don't know, I used to like that show. Another show is We Three. I actually still see that one on frequently. Tom and Jerry, Phineas and Ferb, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, George of the Jungle. I used to watch that show all the time. Gem, I think it's like Gem and the Holograms, I think it's called. My mom got me into that show when I was younger. Another one is Go Diego Go, and obviously Dora the Explorer. I used to love Go Diego Go because I'm obsessed with animals and he's like an animal rescuer. Another show, I think it's a Canadian show, it's called Mole Sisters, and it's about these 2 moles. Obviously they're sisters, and I don't know, I almost forgot about that show, and I just happened, when I was researching, it came up. It just brought back all these memories of watching that show because I used to watch it all the time. It's never on anymore. Wonder Pets. This show was one of my favorites. I even remember the theme song. When I was researching and I came across Wonder Pets on the list, the theme song just immediately went to my head, and just, if you guys haven't heard of that show, it was one of my favorites. I love the duck. The duck was my favorite. And then there's the Wiggles and Daniel Cook. I still have the Daniel Cook theme song stuck in my head. It like reminded me of a different song, but I can't think of it right now. The last two shows on the list is Wizards of Waverly Place and Cory in the House. I haven't watched Cory in the House like a lot, but I watched it frequently when I seen it on when there was nothing else to watch. And then Wizards of Waverly Place, I was obsessed with like wizards and all of that. And I was a fan of Selena Gomez, so I watched that show and I love it. I love Jake T. Austin, and Max was one of my favorite characters. And now it's time for shows that I watch now. The list is quite small for now. I don't know why, but I guess it's just I don't watch that much TV anymore, I guess. But the first one on my list is SpongeBob. As I said at the beginning of the video, SpongeBob is first on my list still. Next is a TV show called Supernatural. If you haven't watched my older videos, I am a huge fan of that show, and I've been to a few of the conventions, and I'm actually going to a convention in October, so I'll probably be vlogging that. I will be vlogging that. I don't know why I said probably. So that vlog weekend will be coming soon as in 4 months. Another show on the list is Vampire Diaries. The show it ended a few years ago. It used to be one of my favorite shows, it still is, and Damon Salvatore, he's one of my favorites. Damon Salvatore and Matt Donovan were two of my favorites. Lucifer, I just recently started watching that show. I'm halfway through season 2, and I just heard that it got renewed for season 5, and season 5 will be the final season, which I'm kind of sad about because it's a good show, and my cousin is also like obsessed with that show. Is that the word? He's not obsessed with it, but he's a big fan of that show. Same with my mom. Another show on my list is Grey's Anatomy. I've been watching this since like 2014. I've binge watched the whole series, and I even watched it again with my mom, so I binge watched it twice. And now I'm binge watching it with one of my best friends, and we're on like season 2 now. She hasn't seen any major deaths yet. The Walking Dead is next on my list. This show, how do I start? This show ruins me. They kill off all of my favorite characters. Like, yeah, it's The Walking Dead. They're going to do that. This might be spoilers, so if you're not caught up in The Walking Dead, you should fast forward. I was kind of upset when Glenn and Abraham was one of my favorites actually, when they died because of Negan. Negan's also one of my favorites, so like, it's kind of complicated because I love him, but he's also killing my people. And then Carl. I'm still annoyed. Oh my god, I'm so mad that they killed off Carl. And like, they had no reason to, because Chandler wasn't planning on leaving the show, as he previously said, and he even signed on to a 2-year contract, and then they went and killed him off. So yeah, I'm bitter about that. And then there was Jesus. That was my last straw. I was at Fan Expo. He was there. Tom Payne was there. I got to meet him, and I got a few selfies with him and an autograph. He was the nicest person I've ever met. And then when The Walking Dead came back on, I think it was like 2 months later. Okay, well, it was like a month later, and he died. It's like everybody I meet at Fan Expo who's in The Walking Dead dies, except for Norman Reedus. He's still alive and well. But everybody I seem to meet dies within the season. Like, I met Michael Cudlitz, who plays Abraham. Yeah, it was a summer of that where everyone was trying to guess who Negan was killing, and I met Michael Cudlitz that summer, and yeah, he ended up being killed off. I should just stop meeting them. Another show on the list is Pretty Little Liars. That ended a few years ago. I think it was 2017, but I'm not too sure on that. The ending had me really annoyed. I won't say anything, but I was not impressed with that ending and the reveal. Winona Earp, I'm not caught up in it, but it is one of my favorite shows, and it reminds me a lot of Supernatural. I don't think it's canceled, but they're working on another season, and it's taking quite a long time, and it's kind of making me anxious because I love that show and I don't want it to end, and literally all my shows are ending. I can't even explain. Like, Supernatural is ending, which is my personal favorite show. If you like knew me, Supernatural is my life. Like, I'm dedicated to that show. I'm even traveling to Nashville next year for the convention to meet them again. Off topic again, but only because Nashville would be the last convention date before the show ends, so that will be a special convention. I wanted to be there. I'm going with my best friend, Winona Earp. I love Doc Holliday, he's one of my favorites. Another one is Teen Wolf, which also ended in 2017. I still haven't seen the finale, so I don't know how it ends, because I was so upset with the show ending that I never watched the finale. So I guess I have to binge watch that show again, because I don't even remember what was going on in it. Another show I watched was 13 Reasons Why. I just finished season 2 and I'm waiting for season 3 to come out. The ending literally has me so mad because it's such a big cliffhanger and you don't know what happens. I don't know. I was going to pull my hair out. That's how annoyed I was. Clay Jensen will forever have my heart though. I love him. Scream the TV series is another one I watch. I love that show. It's on season, I think there's 2 seasons, but the 3rd season should be coming out soon. I don't know when. I don't even know. It's been so long. I've been waiting for season 3 and they say it's not canceled, but season 3 I've been waiting for like a year now. I don't know. Slasher is another one. I'm getting Slasher mixed up with Scream. Slasher season 3 just recently came out, so my mom and I decided to binge watch. I don't know what happens in it. I'm getting it mixed up with Scream, so like I didn't even remember the storyline because I'm like, is that the Scream storyline or is it Slasher? Another show is Glee. I'm not done watching that show, but I made it up to season 2. It's not on Netflix anymore, so I haven't searched for it or anything to stream it. But True Blood is another show. I also haven't finished it. I think I was on season 2, but I'm watching it over again, and I have a list of shows to watch, and right now I'm on Lucifer, so it's gonna take me a while to finish these shows. Gilmore Girls is another one. I don't know why I snapped. Gilmore Girls is another one. I binge watched the whole thing. I loved it, and then the revival came and I was in heaven. I want more. Seeing Jared Padalecki come back as Dean Forrester, I loved Dean. He was my favorite. I also loved, Rory and Dean. I love Luke. He's like relatable and I found him comical. Oh, I don't remember his name. Milo, his character. I liked his character. I can't remember his name right now. I haven't watched the show in like forever. But I loved his character. And Logan. Orange is the New Black. Orange is the New Black. Did I say that right? Is another show that I watched. I'm not caught up in it. Don't even remember what season I'm on. And I know the show's ending now, so I kind of have to like start it now. But I'm trying to watch one show at a time. So Lucifer is like the main show right now. The next show on my list is Sherlock. I watched, I'm on season 1. Another show that I binge watched is Friends. Chandler and Joey are one of my favorites. Chandler is my spirit animal. His sarcasm is everything, and Joey is just Joey. Another show is Full House. I binge watched the whole thing. I love Uncle Jesse, as everyone probably does. Joey was also very comical, and yeah, I love them. Yeah, now I watch Fuller House, and I love that too. It has the same cast in it. The original people are still in it, they're just older now. And Catfish, the TV show, is another one I binge watched from season 1. I don't remember what I'm on. I think I'm on like season 5 or 6 now. The last 2 shows on my list is H2O, Just Add Water. I believe that's what it's called. With Indiana Evans in it. She's not in it till like season 3, I think. I binge watched that show because the episodes aren't that long. They're like 25 minutes or something. So I binge watched that show and I love it. I love Lewis. He's so cute. Oh my god. The last show on my list is Marvel's Daredevil. I recently heard that it got canceled and I'm not too happy about that. We finally got season 3 and then for season 4 it's like, oh well, we're canceling the show. So I don't know. I heard that the Disney streaming service might pick it up. Who knows? But that's all I have. Those are all the shows. This is actually my YouTube book idea journal where I wrote down all of my ideas, which is like right here. That's how many ideas I have, And the thing is, I never have time to film because I'm either at work, I work at Starbucks, I'm a barista, or I'm in college, which is like Wednesdays and Thursdays. I don't know. And then on the days that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna film, I end up hanging out with a friend who I totally forgot they're coming over. I'm going out with family and stuff just comes, it just gets in the way of filming. So I'm planning on really taking this seriously and making room to film. And the only times I have to film are like late at night, which now, checking the time, it is 2:30 in the morning. That's it for today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!